Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, there's a lot of new developments in the fishing around us, and the different organizations and agency that have such an impact in it. One of the things that I thought was highly interesting, and I wanted to pass this on to you, is the DEC has just announced that they have a whole new series of stocking trucks for trout in particular. And these new trucks are designed, I guess they just keep up with modern technology. They've replaced all their tanks with aluminum tanks. And these aluminum tanks are far more insulated than the tanks they used before. It'll allow the fish to stay at a constant temperature. They also have new aerators for these trucks that I think are really an important development. And I have to admit that so many of the waters around our state are dependent on the DEC being able to stock fish in them. And even here in the North Country, the streams that I've had such wonderful success in over the last couple of years have been reinforced with trout stocking. So these new trucks I think they're just a representation of what the DEC is constantly trying to do and grow and expand and give us more in return. And I'm certainly not here to represent the DEC. There's certain questions I have. Nobody's perfect, but I think they've done an awful lot, and it's important to realize that. The other thing that the DEC has been doing over the last few years is they've had a lot of restoration programs in our waterways. One of the most difficult things to stay the same is those areas where the fish are able to go and spawn, and especially species like trout, lake trout in particular, but trout in general. They need the right kind of surface on the bottom of the streams for them to be able to lay their eggs there. And when sedimentation starts occurring and filling in the bottoms, that can ruin the very nature of the stream and the survival of these trout species. So the DEC is incorporating a lot of programs to maintain these streams and they also some of the other ponds and areas. One of the things that the DEC has been doing over the last several years is trying to restore the natural habitation of whitefish. And probably most of you have never even heard of whitefish, but they're a native species to New York. They're very sensitive to changes. And so where they spawn is critical, and they need the right type of areas. And they're the same areas that lake trout spawn. So by the DEC going into these areas and being able to sort of restore the bottom and the situation that is necessary for these fish to not only be able to spawn, but to survive and go on, it's really a wonderful step forward, I believe. And I know there's always challenges, there's always obstacles in the way of any type of success. But this is one of the new programs the DEC is doing, and I think we need to sort of give them the credit that they deserve. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.